Good evening, everyone, and welcome to day one of Great Amrita Alumni Conclave, a full-fledged virtual webinar series spearheaded by the shining star alumni of Amrita. These sessions are planned as a platform for every engineering aspirant to gather valuable information on all the aspects of engineering and to get to know the futuristic scope and the various streams of engineering. Now, I would like to introduce Professor Balakrishnan Shankar, Dean and Faculty of Engineering, Amritapuri campus, to share his insights on this initiative.
Thank you all. Good evening. Thank you, Nija. First of all, I want to thank you, Rakesh, Nija, and the team at Amrita for having set up this wonderful uh, global Amrita, the Great Amrita Alumni Conclave. I'm sure you're all very excited. There are thousands of young students whom will be reaching out through this conclave, where are very extremely successful, dynamic, bright, innovative Amrita alumni will be talking to you and to all of us about various new trends in industry, about goals and planning for a better career, futuristic opportunities that the world is opening up for us, the way the world is going. You'll hear talks on robotics, on automation, on IoT, on 5G, on virtual reality, on artificial intelligence, on gaming, you name it. So the entire world is changing, right? In front of us. Uh, First of all, due to artificial intelligence, automation, and also the need to go online in many methods because of this ongoing COVID pandemic, etc., etc. And this is a crucial time for students to know what opportunities are out there and how do we grab those opportunities. And Amrita, I'm happy to say, we are right now India's fastest growing university, and we are the top ranking private university in India with NIRF 5, ranking 5, etc. And we recently got the A++ by NAC, and we are selected as an institution of eminence. But all this happens, of course, because of Amma's legendary vision, our Chancellor, Mata Amritanandamayi Devi, her legendary vision in giving Amrita the right focus for development. So one of our most important, we have three pillars at Amrita. It's called education for life, compassion-based research, and then global impact. So education for life is where, we help students get the right values and the right attitude to face life. And compassion-based research actually is where we try to implement Amma's philosophy of compassion. As you know, Amma is a world-renowned saint and known for her compassion and for acts of charity throughout the world. So all the research that we do at Amrita is trying to solve some human problem. So you'll find that the research at Amrita is towards, you have research going on for, for cancer patients. You have research in better water quality monitoring, in renewable energy, in advanced materials, in robotics for healthcare, in devices for healthcare, etc., etc., etc. A variety of projects are taken up by Amrita and Amrita students, and where during their degree here itself, whether they are doing their undergrad or their, higher degrees, during their time at Amrita itself, they're exposed to so many different types of projects and problems that they can work upon, which makes them that much more employable and that much more ready for this world. And that is exactly what you're going to be seeing. So when you talk to these alumni, uh, make sure that, they will tell you all the latest, hottest topics, but they will also tell you how they got there. And that's what you need to, ask them. And that's what you need to hear, how they got there. Of course, Amrita is a very important, what shall I say, step, a very important part of their journey to how they got there. And but then also these people had the necessary skills, the motivation, and the viewpoint to look out and grab the opportunities that come their way. So both ways you must, when you listen to them, make sure you inculcate these. And a little bit about Amrita, I just wanted to tell you, for those of you who don't know, we are, India's fastest growing university. We are 6 campuses now, 3 engineering campuses, 4 engineering campuses at Chennai, Amritapuri, where I'm sitting here. in Coimbatore, Bangalore, the world famous medical campus in Cochin, Arts and Science in Mysore. We are now opening a huge medical complex in Faridabad, in Delhi. And so, what we have in Amrita is a variety of students and researchers and faculty working together on problems. So, I'll tell you one small thing, and you take that with you as you go ahead. See, most people are think in terms of scope. Many people come and ask me, does this discipline have scope? Does mechanical engineering have scope? Does computer science have scope? Now, gone are those days when we think in terms of silos, where this is mechanical, that's electrical, that's electronics. That those days are gone. The walls between departments are crumbling. Now we want people to be problem solvers. You go out and solve problems. That requires multiple skill sets. You would need to know simulation, for example. You may need to know programming. You would need to know sometimes embedded systems. You may need to know material science. Behind, for example, behind your simple silicon chip, which you're using right now, when you're listening to me in your laptop, right? You have all engineering coming together in the simple thing. In your cell phone, you have all engineering coming together. You have signal processing, you have mathematics, you have electronics, you have material science, you have mechanical engineering, you have heat transfer. Everything comes together on a cell phone. So, like that, modern technology is making people problem solvers. And that is what you need to learn to be problem solvers. So, what is a problem? How do I address it? How do I solve that problem? And that is what is important for the right student to, for the student of today to understand. And that is what we try to do at Amrita. We make you ready for the world and to go and grab the opportunities that come your way. At the same time, have a heart to serve others, and that's where compassion-based research comes to bring your heads and arms together to serve society. So, with that said, I don't want to say much more. Once again, I welcome you to the Great Amrita Alumni Conclave. You're going to have an exciting series of talks by wonderful, wonderful Amrita alumni. One thing at Amrita is all our alumni. I mean, Amrita's greatest asset, I will tell you, are our students. Okay, we love our students, and wherever they go, they are part of the Amrita family, and we are extremely proud of them. And we've selected a beautiful set of wonderful alumni who are going to give you beautiful talks. They are wonderful human beings, wonderful engineers, wonderful scientists, wonderful professionals, and they're also great guys who will help you in your career ahead. So, best of luck to all of you. Thanks once again for the admissions department, Ragesh, Nija, and the team for setting up this beautiful, great Amrita Alumni Conclave. I wish you all the best. Namaskar. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your valuable words. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite the speaker for today's session, Ms. Jyoti Vaidyanathan, IT Development and Engineering Senior Associate at Lyceum. Jyoti completed her Bachelor in Computer Science Engineering in 2020 from Amrita School of Engineering. Over to you, Jyoti.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, all. So today the topic that we are going to discuss is and planning for a better career. So this is applicable for all, and we'll have some general topics that we would discuss, right? And later on, we would get into the timelines. So let's get started. Sorry for the delay. Just, yeah. So sorry for the delay. Yeah. So yeah. So before you begin your college life, I would like to talk about a few pointers that you should remember. Right. So first is to have a goal. So all of you right now, you would have a career that you would want to choose, and there are several paths that will help you in achieving that goal. Right. So it is extremely important that you collect information from reliable sources and choose what works for you. You'll meet a lot of people when you start on this search. You look up to a lot of resources up online these days, right? So based on all that, you would have to choose what works the best for you. What is the areas of interest that would suit you, right? And in every industry these days, there are a lot of new innovations that happen. Each and every day, you would see new ideas, right? You would see a lot of innovation enhancements even to the existing ideas. So it is good always to be aware of the latest happenings, right? Uh, it's a good thing, even if you would not like to get involved in the depth of everything, but it's good to be aware because one day or the other, some of these events would spark an interest in you in order to pursue that, right? So now moving into the timelines. So this is a very general idea that I have put up over here, right? So the things that you would do, or it would be good if you do during all these years, right? So assuming that all of you would either be pursuing a 3-year degree or a 4-year, right? Depending upon that, I have put up these timelines. So let's get started. So during your first year, as part of your program, you will be learning a lot of the basics, right? You learn a lot of basics in your degree, and these basics will help you throughout your career, right? And in this time, it will be extremely beneficial if you interact with your professors, your seniors, and your peers. Your professors are the best points of contact for you in order to know about how the industry is changing each day. What are the different buzzwords that are going around, and how you can get involved in working on these things. So, professors are your best pillars, I must say. Right? They would also provide you guidance of how you could proceed. They'll definitely provide you with research papers, and reading those research papers will definitely give you a valuable insight on the different aspects within the industry, and it might interest you, it might gain your interest in pursuing a particular domain, right? It is also good to interact with the seniors and your peers, because when you begin your first year, your seniors would either be the final years, or they would be even 1 year in senior to you, and then you would also have super seniors. And here seniors are super helpful, because once they start working at the workplace, they'll definitely provide you with a lot of steps, with a lot of guidelines that will definitely help you in your college life and even after that. So now, when you start your career, there'll be several options, right? Like now, Sir pointed out, say for engineering, you'll have robotics, you'll have cybersecurity, you'll have gaming. So there are a lot of options that are available to you, right? So start exploring the different options. Start talking to people, start talking to your professors, and explore the options that are available. And the next most important thing, which I'll emphasize a lot over here, is to be involved in events at the college. So there are a lot of events which happen at the college in regular intervals, and these events are both co-curricular as well as extracurricular activities. So it's extremely essential and helpful if you take part in these events. One of the major reasons being, I'll share my own example as well. So during my first year, and even after that, I was involved in a lot of debate and extempore competitions, because I was extremely interested in that. And taking part in those events gave me the confidence, and it helped me build my personality, which I carry to this day, right? And in terms of co-curricular events as well, you'll have a lot of competitions, hackathons going around, a lot of learning sessions in which you can enroll and learn from amazing people, right? You'll have people from different companies who would come and give you talks, and that is an amazing place to gain knowledge from, right? So this is something which is very important, with a practice which I must say you should begin from your first year itself. Now, the next thing over here is that you start working on your professional network. So, there are several professional platforms such as LinkedIn where you can build your profile, right? And start interacting with the professional community. So, you would learn a lot from them, as well as if you learn an important skill, one day you would also be able to provide value to them, right? It doesn't matter, like it does not require that you should step into the work life to provide value. You can provide value even when you are in your college phase. So during the first year, it is very important that you learn from a lot of people, right? That a lot of people would have different stories, different experiences that they would want to share with you. And it is extremely essential that you learn from them, right? So during your first year, along with your core subject basics, these are some things which emphasize that you must follow. Okay, so moving on to the second and the third year, or the second year, right? So this is like the most important part in your college life, right? So during your second year and the third year, do not stop what you did during your first year, right? Continue those activities. Like for instance, during my college life, I was involved in NSS, right? So I was involved in a lot of volunteering events, and that helped me gain a different perspective about life, and that provided me an opportunity to contribute so that I could provide a positive impact in the environment around me, right? So continue the work that you do. You'll definitely meet a lot of people, you'll network with a lot of people, and you'll definitely learn from them, right? The next thing is start identifying opportunities for experience. Now, by experience, there are a lot of things that I mean. So I'll begin with projects, right? Internships. You could also do a research paper, right? So whatever you learn as part of your curriculum, ensure that you work on it, right? So as part of your curriculum, you'll have a lot of projects. So every semester, for each of these subjects, you would have a project that you would be doing. You would have lab assessments that you would be doing. And those are extremely helpful in understanding the subject. And in case if you want to explore more about that subject, if you want to learn more, if you want to create something in that particular domain, you will definitely have all those skill sets that you need, right? So start identifying opportunities. And at the college, I assure you, you'll definitely have plenty of opportunities, especially valuable opportunities around you, which you should pursue, right? In order to gain that exposure. Exposure is extremely necessary. No matter what stream you choose, exposure is something that you should always have, that you should always carry with you. Okay. The next thing is skill based learning. So, this is in connection to the point that I spoke before. So, whatever you learn, it shouldn't be something like, okay, you learned for the semester and then you just ignored it in the upcoming semesters, in the upcoming years. No. During your college life, you will have core subjects plus electives as part of your curriculum, right? So once you learn what are the skill sets provided by those core subjects, it will be extremely helpful when you choose your electives and when you choose your domain itself. Now, during your third year, say you decide that I want to go into machine learning, right? All these core subjects that you learn, it will be extremely helpful for you. So always have that skill based learning mentality throughout your college life and even after that, right? So as part of skill based learning, you will have several options. You would definitely be working on projects in your curriculum, right? And if you could approach your professor for doing a research or completing a project, right? That is something which will provide you immense value. There are students who also take up certifications in order to learn a particular domain knowledge, right? So this is something, skill based learning is something which is extremely helpful, and that is something which you should go along. Next is understanding the basics well. So now I am at a workplace, right? Now I work at a company, but it is not that I have forgotten the basics or I have left my basics behind. Those basics are even a part of what I work today. So the domains that I work on may be different, right? The way I work is different, but then the basics is something that all of us, all the graduates, we still carry around in our work life, right? Basics are like the core subjects, or the basics are like the bread and butter. It's everything, right? That is where you begin. In your future, you might want to pursue a specialization. You might want to become an entrepreneur in a particular domain. You would want to create something completely new. But always remember that basic is something that you would always carry along with you. The next thing which is extremely important during this phase is to go at a steady pace. So there are a lot of aspects to this which I'll cover slowly. So during maybe the start of your second year, you'll come across a lot of new things. Okay, you'll come across a lot of new categories where you could explore, where you could develop a lot of things. So it is easy to get overwhelmed by those things, right? It is easy to get a little anxious. You might feel a little worried, but that is something which I do not want any one of you to feel, right? Always go at a steady pace. So suppose you have more than, say, two areas of interest, or two or three. That is completely all right. But when you begin exploring something, always go one at a time. Now, there may be a possibility where you can combine multiple domains, right? In fact, today the world runs like that. Today, a lot of domains are compared together and there are new innovations that come up, right? So you could combine multiple categories and learn and create something new. You could solve a new problem altogether in that manner. But my sincere suggestion is to go at a steady pace. Do not pile up everything at once, right? That wouldn't be much helpful. Understand, learn, work, and then proceed. So that is the methodology which I would suggest everyone to follow, right? So citing my own example, so during my second year when I started, I was extremely confused because there were a lot of options around me that were available, and I did not know what to choose because each person is doing something or the other, and I got interested in all of them, right? So I realized that it is not something that is going to help me. So I started one by one. So I started exploring one domain, working on a project in that. Then I got interested in a project that I did as part of my curriculum. And that is something I explored even further during my free time. So this is something which I would suggest to all the students who are in their mid college phase, right? And there is one more thing over here. There are a lot of buzzwords, a lot of trending words that go around, trending innovations, technologies that go around, and do not follow something just because everybody is into it, right? It is good, it is essential that you go in the direction of what is new, what are the different things that are happening. But at the same time, it is extremely necessary to realize whether you are interested in it, right? Always have, that is the reason why I first mentioned before that explore the options, right? Directly, instead of jumping directly into something, explore the different areas, they explore the different domains, and then try. Maybe you would start off with one domain and you would be interested in something else along with it. That is completely all right. And that is extremely good, in fact, to take that up and follow, right? The next important thing is to always have multiple plans in order to achieve your goal. So the reason why I say this is, say, for example, if you take up data visualization, right? There are different tools that are available in order to be a great data visualization expert. It is not something that this is absolutely mandatory, that this is the only thing that you can do in order to be a data visualization expert. right? If you want to become a web developer, and this is applicable for all the streams, right? Be it computer science, be it mechanical, electrical, this is applicable to all. When you choose a particular domain, right, there will be several ways in which you can reach that goal. So each domain will have different set of roles, right? And you would have a role that you choose in mind, right? That this is something which I want to achieve after I graduate, right? So when you have that role in mind, there will be several ways in which you could achieve that goal. So you could identify what are the different options, right? And proceed accordingly. And during your second and third year, improvise on your networking skills, the same thing that you started off with during your first year. The networking skills and the way you would interact with a lot of people, it's absolutely necessary for your profile, right? Look out for opportunities, look out for internships. Probably by mid of second year, you would get to hear a lot of opportunities that are coming up, different projects that you could do. You could partner with like you could work with different companies on internships, uh, and even you could get placed there for your, even during your, for your full time, right? So identify those opportunities, do a lot of projects, because in these days, what, be it for any stream, this is not specific to any one stream, in all the streams, something which is very common and what people are looking for is the way you showcase your skill, right? You should showcase your skill in some format, be it a small mini level project or be it something which is extremely extraordinary. Whatever it is, be confident about what you do, right? And have a solution that solves a problem, whatever stream you take up, whatever projects that you'll be working on. Ensure that it solves a problem or it enhances something. There might be something which is already in existence, right? And there might be ways with your learning, whatever you learn at college, using those ideas, you might be able to enhance it and make it better. And also during these years at college, what I would suggest is interact and participate in a lot of events, a lot of competitions. Please do not be afraid, or that is this going to be good, is this that. No, just go interact, just go attend the events, because when you go to events or competitions, people will recognize you. You would never know, you might not probably know what level of ease is your solution to others. But when you present your solution to others, it might provide immense value to them, right? And you will also learn different perspectives. When you meet people from your professional community, you'll definitely learn a lot. And from there, you can get new ideas in order to proceed with something new, create something new. So do not leave your second, I mean, all the years of college are important, but this mid years are extremely crucial, right? Now, moving on to the most awaited part. Now, you might ask me, okay, how is all this going to help me, right? How this is going to help me as in my career, if this is the role that I'm choosing? How is it going to help me? I could just follow one or two things, and I might be in a good place. So I'll shortly show you how that is helpful, right? So during your final year, right, you must enhance your profile. So that is something which you will realize once you step into your college life. Now, at the start of your final year, you might think, okay, how do I go about this? How do I enhance my profile? How do I, improvise my learnings? How do I put forth that I can provide value, and how do I add value to the professional community? So all these things that I talked about during your first year, during your second, third year, all these things put together will enhance your profile, right? So what your profile would mean? It would mean the list of your achievements, the list of the activities that you have done as part of your college life. And you might think over here that, okay, profile means something which is only related to studies. No, It is part all the co-curricular activities that you take in, all the events that you take part in. It could be anything. It could be extracurricular, it could be co-curricular, excuse me. So it could, and it also includes your studies, right? So all these things are different spheres which put together enhance your profile, right? And always prepare as per the need. So why I stress on this point is because there are different streams that all of you would be taking part, like you would be learning, right? So each one of you would be part of different streams. So according to those streams, depending upon what that particular industry demands, right, you would be preparing yourself, you will be enhancing your skill set accordingly. So during this final year stage as well, always interact with your professors, especially, and your seniors as well, right? And learn from them, because your professors would be able to provide you the valuable insights, because they will tell you how the industry is working, how things are working currently in the industry, what is the enhancement, or if there is something, if there is a problem which a lot of people are facing, right? What is it that we could make things better? And they will help you to come up with different solutions. So during your final year, it is not something that you should be worried about, because if you have done your preparation in the previous semesters better, starting from day one, right? Your steps into the workplace, right? Or if you want to do some specializations, all those things, everything will be perfectly set, right? So that is something which I would suggest that you do as part of the final year. Now, the next most important thing, which a lot of us, like, we forget that, is consistency. So consistency is common, it is relevant to all the years, even when you complete college. So after the college part, I'll come to that shortly. But what I mean in terms of consistency, right? So consistency in terms of your efforts and in terms of your learning, right? It should begin from day one. Now, the industry is changing at a very rapid rate, right? And it is not possible to digest all that information within a short span of time, right? You cannot leave your preparation to the end, like, okay, what is relevant at that time? I'll just start preparing from there. No, that doesn't work that way. Be it in terms of your career or in terms of your personal growth, consistency is something. And from today's talk, this is the most important thing that I would emphasize, that I would want all of you to have this as a takeaway, right? Consistency. So say for instance, you might start off on a project, right? It may be successful, or it may not be, right? But that doesn't mean that you do not learn anything, that whatever you put efforts in is gone for a toss. No, that is not the case. Whatever you learn, whether the project that you would build is successful or not, right? The learnings that you would gain from it, from each thing, that each solution, each experience that you gain, right? You would always learn something new from that. And using those new experiences, that new knowledge, you will definitely put that into good use, so that the future experience that you would build, whatever you create or build or you work with, right? That will be extremely helpful, and it will go to a level that, that's extremely awesome, right? So that is something. All these, you would have heard of several sayings, right? Like, failures are the stepping stones to success. So I need not recall all that over here. But yeah, whatever you work on, always ensure that you have learned something new out of it, so that all these learnings put together, when you develop a solution, that would be like, it's the path breaking innovation. That is the consistency that I'm talking about over here, right? Now, the next steps after college. So your career, the preparation for your career doesn't stop at college. It doesn't, like, once you step into your workplace, you might think, okay, everything's done, I'm going to join work, and I'm going to build something new. and that is all. Like, my learning, everything ends here. I am no longer a student. I am I am just a person who has stepped into his or her career, and we are going on with it. No, it doesn't work that way. So after you complete your college, right, you would definitely have a role to play in the professional community. Yes, but the tag of being a student is something that is implicit, right? As long as this journey goes, you have to keep learning, because the industry is changing at a very fast pace that nobody has ever imagined. So you should always keep learning. Next is the process of learn and unlearn. So what do I mean by this? Do I mean that I learn something and forget it completely? No. So when you learn something, right, you learn a lot of new things, and there'll be some phase where certain things become obsolete, right? So those things you might have to unlearn, right? And there's a process of relearn as well. So if whatever you started off in college, whatever those basics are, when you join workplace, or even if you become an entrepreneur, right, you would start relearning all that stuff that would help you in your work. And the next most crucial thing, this is something which is very helpful to all the students, is always continue your interactions with your professional network, right? It is not that you're only gaining value from that network, right? You're also providing value to that network. So all throughout these years, you would learn a lot of things, you would work on a lot of things, you would work at several places, right? So you should always have that mentality that yes, this is something new I have learned and I am providing value, right? Be it at your workplace, or be it in the professional network, that is something which you should always continue doing, right? So that is something I had for the day, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jyoti, for a very insightful to all the aspirants out there, for all the students who are watching us today. So we are very happy to hear that Amrita was able to provide you so much and has helped you a lot in your career till now, in your journey, in your whole education as well as in your job. Everything Amrita has helped you a lot. We are really happy to hear that. Thank you so much for a wonderful session. And I would once again like to thank Bala sir for starting up the session. Thank you for introducing this session to all the students. And yeah, that's all we have for you. So we'll see you all for Great Amrita Alumni Conclave Day 2 tomorrow. And again on the topic renewable energy and smart grid. And two of our alumni will be accompanying with you for that session. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.